What's going on, America? I'm the right-winged angel, Oliver Mack, and in this video, we got to talk about Netflix's new docuseries, Queen Cleopatra, and how they cast a black actress to play the Egyptian Pharaoh. Now, the wokies out there are praising this casting because they believe ancient Egyptian pharaohs were black. But actual Egyptians are outraged by this casting because they feel like Western media is trying to blackwash their history. First, I want you to check out what this Egyptian comedian had to say about this, and also how the Egyptian community is fighting back. Check this out.
Hollywood has been erasing my people from we are not allowed to tell our own history. And I'm sorry, I have to disagree with the gentleman. It's not about, it's not just Cleopatra. Everybody in that movie, her court, everybody who's supposed to be Egyptian, they look like they came from West Africa, from the south of the Sahara. We, as Egyptians, are being called intruders and invaders in our own culture. This has been going on systematically. I don't want to wake up one day and find the Museum of the African American Culture and History claiming the stolen Egyptian artifacts in the British Museum to be theirs. And now
that's facts, because that will definitely happen. There's no doubt in my mind that a lot of these woke museums will try to put actual ancient Egyptian artifacts into African American History Museum, because they are bought into this idea that the ancient Egyptians were black, and the people who are here in America who are black descended from ancient Egypt, which is a total lie. It's a fabrication. Now, I'll tell you, I've been black my whole life, of course. And since I was little, I've heard this story that ancient Egyptians were actually black. And, you know, when black people say we came from kings and queens, or we were once kings and queens, that's exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about the fact that they believe that black people here in America today came from ancient Egypt, and we were the pharaohs of Egypt, which is not true.
Artifacts in the British Museum to be theirs. And now I'm hearing that Zendaya, the very popular actor who I would love her to play, but Zendaya ethnically is half Nigerian, half German, and now she's going to play. Where are the Egyptian actors? Where are the Arab actors who supposed it? And the thing is, even like historically wise, you see in the trailer, it's like, I don't care what they told you, but Cleopatra was black. Who's that woman? Why is African American people are telling my own history?
That's true. And I'm going to play the clip for you that he was talking about so you can hear it for yourself. Check it out.
Skin color.
I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black.
That's unreal, right? That's unreal, where people could be so delusional that they've basically fabricated their own history. How do we get to do that? I don't think there's no other race on this planet that gets to fabricate their own history. And then people actually defend this fabrication of history. No, Egyptians were not black. You can see in the hieroglyphics that there are regular Egyptians, and the people who are actually black, they painted them a darker skin tone, and they're actually they're acting as slaves to the actual Egyptians. So yes, there were probably West African or sub-Saharan Africans that were in Egypt at the time, but guess what? They were serving as slaves. They weren't the pharaohs. They're not going to put these people back then in a position of power like that. Are you crazy? So no, it's not going to happen. It's a falsehood. And I'm tired of people trying to rewrite history to make people feel good. We have a lot of things that we can say as black people that we've been able to accomplish over the years. And we don't have to fabricate anything. We could talk about what actually happened. We could talk about how black people in this country overcame slavery, overcame Jim Crow to do amazing things. But nobody wants to talk about that. We want to go back far, far, far back to ancient Egypt and try to claim that the people who built the pyramids were actually black, and we need to take credit for all that stuff that was done back then. No, I'm not going to do it. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to stand for it. As a black person, I'm not going to stand for rewriting history. I appreciate what the ancient Egyptians did for our world. And I'm not going to say that I was one of them. I was a descendant of one of them, because I know I was not. There are a lot of things that my ancestors accomplished, and be proud of that, rather than go back and try to take somebody else's history. Egyptians today should be very, very proud of what their ancestors did, and let them have that. We can't take that away from them, and we should stop trying to take that away from them. Egyptians were not black, but Egyptians are fighting back. Like I said, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what happened with Kevin Hart. So Kevin Hart was supposed to do a show in Egypt, and his show got canceled because he referenced ancient Egyptians as black. I'm telling you, Egyptians are not going to stand for this. I saw this video a long, long time ago where I think it was Egyptian talk show or something like that. And this Egyptian was on there just going off on Black America for trying to claim that they're from ancient Egypt. It was just, it's hard to watch. I'll tell you that. It's very, very hard to watch because he went off. Okay. I know if this person was around today or if somebody could find him, he'd probably be canceled if this video resurfaced. But he had a great point. I'm not going to disagree with what he said. He had every right to be angry. Black people today wouldn't want people of other races claiming our history, right? Wouldn't want us claiming what happened in West Africa and saying, oh, well, that was white people back then. No, it wasn't. We know that's not true. And we also know that black people were not the Egyptian pharaohs. But Egypt cancels Kevin Hart's show after black Egyptian reference. Hart was criticized on Egyptian social media for comments he allegedly made, asserting that ancient Egyptians were black. So let's read the comment that he made. We must teach our children the true history of black Africans when they were kings in Egypt, and not just the era of slavery that is cemented by education in America. Do you remember the times we were kings? Reportedly said Hart, who is black. Like I said, this idea that we were kings and queens, that black people should feel good about themselves today because at a time in history, we were kings and queens. No, we weren't. Let's just be totally real and honest for a second. Black people in America today, the majority, I'll say probably 99%, were not kings and queens. We were not kings and queens in Egypt. We were not kings and queens in West Africa. We were not kings and queens in South Africa. We were not kings and queens in East Africa or Central Africa. Do you know why? Because the descendants of kings and queens in Africa are still in Africa. Why did we get shipped here to the United States? Because we were slaves. We were peasants. We were people that the kings and queens didn't think enough about to keep in the country. So they sold us and shipped us off to foreign lands to be in servitude. That's what happened. So no, we were not kings nor queens. We were slaves. But that's where our story began. That does not have to be where our story ends. We could take it from there and show how we're able to overcome any obstacle, any harsh circumstance that we're in, because we've been able to do that already. When we were slaves here in the United States, we could not read, we could not write, we were unable to learn anything, or we'd be severely punished. And look how we came from that and were able to become doctors, become lawyers, become successful business owners. There are many, many successful billionaires that are black in this country today, and countless others who are millionaires. So let's be proud of that, right? We don't have to harp on history all the time and try to find some kind of false sense of pride from the past. We can have all the pride in the world today based on what we've been able to accomplish within the last 100 years. And I think it's great. And if we focus on that and build on what we've already been able to accomplish, then there's no limit to how far black people in this country can go. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.